We predicted this show was going to be shit, and boy were we not wrong. Welcome back, guys, to another SmackDown review. This was the third SmackDown before WrestleMania. We're now only 2 weeks away until the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania 38. And are we on the right road? Is this road heating up? No, it's cold as fuck. Again, SmackDown turning out to be nothing but the Brock Lesnar show. Which begs the question, why do we not get more Brock Lesnar? And when we have him, why is he not featured more on the show? It doesn't make any sense. I know McMahon is, a big believer of this less is more, and that the less we see of the, the main talent, the main attractions, the more we'll want them. And we want them more, but let's be real, if we were getting Brock all the time, we would still want him more. Now, back in the day, McMahon didn't hide Austin away for weeks at a time, and then when you seen Austin, you only seen him once on the show. No. Austin was put throughout the show. He was shown throughout episodes of Raw and SmackDown. You'd maybe see him up to 4 or 5 times, a television episode. So I don't know why they can't do that with Brock Lesnar. And the thing is, back when Austin was on his main run, the rest of the show was great. So even if you weren't getting Austin, you were getting good stuff. Now, if you ain't getting Brock, you're getting fucking trash. If it ain't Brock, it ain't good. So I don't know why we just can't have more Brock. It doesn't make any sense. Brock should be featured as heavily as possible on the show, but he's not. So anyway, so let's go through the show. I'm not going to waste a million years talking about this because it wasn't worthy of talking about. But we kick off the show with Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, the Bloodline are in the ring. Roman Reigns says he's looking forward to tonight, because the first time he's going to see Brock face to face since he left him bloodied at Madison Square Garden. Then Heyman butts in. He says that Brock won't be here tonight. There was an issue with his plane, the weather, and Brock's back in his home in Saskatchewan, or wherever it is he lives. I don't know Texas very well, but some mad fucking farm in the middle of nowhere, some ranch miles out where no one else lives. That's where Brock lives. Sasquatch or some shit like that. But yeah, apparently he isn't going to be here tonight. Then Roman Reigns says he was looking forward to it. It's a shame. Roman Reigns says he wanted to beat Brock Lesnar again. Brock Lesnar's scared of Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns says he's in God mode. Blah, 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 blah. We've heard all this before. Roman Reigns can say it as much as they want. It doesn't make it any truer. He's just not that good. Let's be real. He's one of the better things on the show, but that's not exactly hard in WWE 2022 to be one of the better things on the show. But yeah, no, Roman Reigns, if he was half as good as he thought he was, he'd be great. But unfortunately, he's not. So yeah, he repeats the same line about being in God mode. Then Heyman tries to interrupt him. He says, nah, shush, wise man, they paid to see me, not you. But Heyman keeps trying to interrupt him. Finally, Roman Reigns hears him out, says, what is it? And then Heyman lets him know that Brock is actually arrived and he is on his way to the arena. And then that's it. They run to the back, so they make a quick exit. Why the Bloodline? Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, big guy. The Usos, a good, decent size, formidable tag team. They've been tag team champs now for, almost, 250 days, something like that. Why are these 3 Samoans afraid of one man? And I get this one man's a beast. I get this one man's Brock Lesnar, but I mean, it really it makes them look fucking weak here. It really does. Anyway, they head to the back. We get the first match of the night. It's Rick Boogs and Nakamura teaming up to take on the 2 Mexicans. I don't know their name, so I ain't gonna say their name. Their name's not worthy of knowing. Put it that way. Nakamura gets beat up, tags in Rick Boogs. Rick Boogs comes in and decimates the 2 Mexicans. Shows off decent strength and then gets the win. Like, this Rick Boogs guy, he is pretty powerful and he is kind of impressive, the strength that he shows. But I just think his character's shit. I mean, he came in basically as a guy that plays a guitar for Nakamura. I don't like his look. He looks awful goofy. And all of a sudden now we're supposed to take him serious. We'll never take him serious based on how his careers went so far. For me, if they're interested in this Boogs guy, if they think he's got potential, I think they need to do something with him. Just like maybe move him, repackage him and move him to NXT or something like that, and then bring him back up to the main roster in like 6 months or a year's time, because I don't think he's going to get over with what people know about him right now. Oh, I'm Rick. Boogs, and I play guitar. I mean, that's nobody, nobody fucking cares. Then we go to the back. Roman Reigns is Bloodline trying to get in the car. Brock Lesnar out of nowhere in a big massive forklift drives down, impales the car that Roman Reigns were in, or the 4x4 that Roman Reigns and the Bloodline were in, impales it with the forklift like tail thing, the thing that lifts up on the forklift, the fork. We'll call it the fork. It goes right through the car. Pretty sure if this actually hit any of them, it would have been attempted. It would have been murder. So I mean, Brock would have been getting done here for murder, attempted murder. I mean, it is what it is. Then he lifts the car up. He flips the car over. The car goes onto its side. Then it moves on to its top. The Bloodline get out the car. They try and get into another car. Brock Lesnar chases them. They're beginning to drive away, and Brock Lesnar snatches the door off the next car and then tosses it. McAfee puts over Brock Lesnar's strength. I mean, this was cool. It was actually nice to see them do something that just wasn't standing in the ring and looking at each other. So, yeah, this was great. Then Brock Lesnar brings out the car door. He tosses the car door into the ring and he cuts a promo saying that at WrestleMania is going to do more than rip off doors and that he wants blood. And that's basically the end of it. Now, for what we got, I mean, this was great. And it was nice to see them do stuff backstage. Brock Lesnar in a forklift, you know, 1 minute he's acting sane with his wee cowboy hat smiling, and the next minute he's a fucking madman. So yeah, enjoying Brock Lesnar. I mean, this is 10 times better than what we've been getting from Brock over the past, like, you know, 5-6 years, with him just standing there and Paul Heyman doing all the talking. By God, I wish they could go back and change how they booked Brock over the past, like, you know, 5, 6, 7 years, because this is way better. But that's unfortunately where Brock Lesnar's stuff ends tonight, and we do not get Brock Lesnar from this moment onwards. So what we did get for Brock was great, but we didn't get it for that long. So aye, there you go. Brock Lesnar destroys the Bloodline's 4x4, literally carries a fucking car door into the ring, tosses it into the ring like it weighs absolutely nothing. You know, Brock's the man. There is only one Brock Lesnar. Pat McAfee said there's never been anyone like him, and there'll never be anyone like him again. And no, I don't think truer words have been spoken. Right, then we move on to Sami Zayn. He ups the stakes for his match. He's backstage, he ups the stakes for his WrestleMania match. He challenges Johnny Knoxville to anything goes match. Johnny Knoxville accepts, like, in a, I don't know what, he was on, like a Zoom call or something. I don't know what it was. It was pish. It wasn't great. It is what it is. Then we get McIntyre and the Viking Raiders versus Happy Corbin, Madcap Moss, and Shanky. And it's a win for... Oh, wait, it wasn't Madcap Moss. It was Mahal and Shanky. Right, fair enough. The Viking Raiders get beat up. McIntyre gets tagged in. Corbin doesn't want any part of McIntyre. He tags out to Shanky. Shanky comes in, gets absolutely decimated for about a minute. Then Drew McIntyre pins Shanky. I don't think I've ever seen a guy the size of Shanky just be booked as such a fucking jobber. I mean, they booked this guy is 300 pounds, 7 foot tall, and he literally got his ass whooped by Drew McIntyre. And he didn't even look for 1 second as if he was going to pose any sort of threat or get any sort of offense in. I mean, what is the point? I've just never seen a guy this size be booked for such a in such a weak, pathetic manner by WWE. I don't get it. Honestly, I don't get it. Shanky, I'm not saying he's great. I know he's not great, but fuck, you think someone with his size, he'd be a little bit more, I don't know, tougher or something like that, a bit more formidable? You'd think it'd be harder for Drew to beat this guy than it was, and it wasn't. It was easy. But then again, we knew this because last week he beat 4 members. He beat 4 guys up last week. He beat Corbin, Madcap Moss, Mahal, and Shanky up last week with ease. So, you know, why would he struggle when it's 3-on-3? Drew McIntyre and the Viking Raiders pick up the win. Then with Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. The match gets interrupted by Natalya and Shayna Baszler. Then they're getting overpowered by the 2 teams in the ring. So then Selena Vega and Carmella come in. They beat up the teams, and then the 2 heel teams are left, and then Vega and Carmella go grab their belts and pose with the belts. Totally organic, guys, yes. This was on the spot. This was on the fly. Fucking booking right here. This didn't look pre-planned whatsoever. This didn't look fucking, you know, predictable and staged and booked out 100% to what happened. Aye, definitely not. But yeah, then we get Sonya Deville backstage. She says she liked what she's seen from Baszler and Natalya. I didn't like it, but what's her name? Fucking Sonya Deville said she liked it, so what? Fair play. She adds them to the match. There's going to be a fatal 4-way tag match for the women's titles at WrestleMania. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, nobody wants that. But it's on. I mean, that's what I don't like about WrestleMania being 2 nights. You're literally getting fucking shite matches that just do not deserve. They're matches that are not WrestleMania worthy. You know, it's actually mad. It's like, back in the day, you had, there was some, like, and don't get me wrong, I'm struggling to recall someone off the top of my head, but you had great wrestlers that never had WrestleMania matches. And I might actually make a video on this, but there's actually been great wrestlers that haven't had WrestleMania matches. Let that sink in. There's been great wrestlers that haven't had WrestleMania matches. Now, look over the last 10 years, people that have just been given a WrestleMania match, whether it be part of a Battle Royal or, you know, some shite multi-person tag team, and it's like, fuck, does Shayna Baszler and Natalya really deserve to be on WrestleMania? The answer is no, they won't. But if they don't put them on, Natalya will probably start fucking crying again and threatening to delete her Twitter, so... You know what, I hope she does delete her Twitter. She's boring as fuck, she's overrated. I couldn't give a crap about Natalya. But yeah, she'll start crying and going all emo if she doesn't get what she wants. With Big E, he sent a message. A message that we've seen, to be honest, last week. It's just the same message replayed where he goes, "Oh guys, I'm moving my digits, everything's good, but apparently I've got a broken neck." I mean, I thought they were going to give us an update, you know, I thought we were going to get an update on Big E, but they replay the same video message that Big E made on, like, Saturday last week after the incident. So, I mean, probably everyone who's a wrestling fan has already seen this. But yeah, they show it again on SmackDown. It's 6 days old. Surely there's a better update. Surely there's something more you could have showed, you know, since then. But no. Speaking of updates, we didn't get anything more on Scott Hall. I thought the tribute they did on Raw was absolute shit. They were showing moments. They were showing people speaking about Scott Hall from his Hall of Fame induction, and how disingenuous is that, man? Seriously, they're having all people talking about how good he was in the ring. Now he's fucking dead. I mean, can we not hear people actually talking about Scott Hall, that he's dead? I don't want that people are talking about him in a positive manner because he's going into the Hall of Fame. Well, you know, it was lame. If you can't get someone to turn up live and to actually say something that's meaningful and heartfelt, then just don't bother doing anything. Just do the bells or whatever, the salute. But yeah, there was nothing regarding Scott Hall tonight. Then we had Pat McAfee. He had to issue an apology to Austin Theory, and he says he's sorry that his mum and dad raised a bitch. He's sorry that he's got you know, he basically said he's sorry for this and that. He's sorry for the beating that he gave him. He's sorry that I think he called him pretty sure he called him a bitch as well. He just basically went on to give a bunch of reasons why he's sorry that, like, Austin Theory is a pussy, a bitch, a wimp, and that he's going to get his ass whipped at WrestleMania. So I mean, Pat McAfee, as sad as it is, probably one of the, or if not the best talker on SmackDown. Austin Theory then took a selfie and said, well, at least he said sorry, and walked off. I mean, well, the sad thing is, it wasn't great, but apart from Brock Lesnar, this was the best thing on the show. We then had Charlotte Flair, said she wants to finish what she started with Ronda Rousey, says that Ronda Rousey isn't cut out for this, and that, well, Charlotte's a 13-time world champion, she's going to keep being a champion while Ronda Rousey goes and pumps out more kids. Ronda Rousey comes in, they get in a brawl, Charlotte hits a powerbomb through the announce table, and Charlotte poses with her foot on top of Ronda Rousey. This just tells me that 100% Ronda Rousey is winning at WrestleMania. I mean, the amount of offense they're giving Charlotte over Ronda Rousey surely means that Rousey is winning at Mania. I'd be absolutely gobsmacked due to how impressive Charlotte's been booked against Ronda if Ronda doesn't win at WrestleMania, but we'll see. Plans can change, but yeah, Ronda Rousey has only lost to one person, and even then her shoulders weren't even pinned to the floor, so I don't see her losing to Charlotte Flair. Again, Charlotte Flair, she thinks she's great, but she's not. Talks about, I mean, I hate when she talks about, like, what people deserve and what they've earned. She's earned nothing. I mean, she wouldn't be there if she wasn't Ric Flair's fucking daughter. Like, nobody, no, I mean, Ronda Rousey didn't get into UFC because of her name. She was actually good, right? She was winning fights. She was fucking snapping arms. Albeit, She kind of got found out later on as a one-trick pony. But up until then, she was impressive, right? She was beating people. She didn't just get into the company because her dad is the nature boy and goes, "Oh," you know what I mean? So yeah, fuck off, Charlotte. Then in the main event, we have Kofi Kingston versus Ridge Holland. Was this really the main event, guys? Honestly. Kofi Kingston gets distracted by Butch and Sheamus. Ridge Holland hits a brainbuster-like maneuver, gets the cover, gets the free, and then all three members of Peaky Blinders just look at Kofi Kingston and that's it. That's your show, guys. That's your SmackDown. That's your whack. Shite. Absolute shite. SmackDown, I'm going to call it shite down. You know what? I'm going to give it a... We'll give it a 2 out of 10. And man, that is because of Brock Lesnar. I'm giving it a 2 out of 10, and that is simply because of Brock Lesnar. Everything else was fucking garbage, but that Brock thing was good. And I didn't mind the Pat McAfee issuing an apology to Austin Theory, but that was it. The rest was shit. Thank God this is over. That's your review, guys. Dragged on a wee bit. 16 minutes too long, but I'm out. Till next time. Peace.